legendary Golden City, never found. The year is 1541. Gonzalo Pizarro, brother of the infamous conquistador Francisco, stands at the head of a formidable Spanish expedition. Their objective, to venture deep into the uncharted Amazon rainforest, driven by whispers of unimaginable riches. Tales abound in the dusty taverns of Quito, Ecuador, of a tribal king who covers himself in gold dust every morning, diving into a sacred lake to wash it off at dusk. This El Dorado, or the Gilded One, possesses treasures beyond mortal comprehension, a lure too potent for the avaricious Spanish crown to resist. Pizarro, emboldened by his brother's success in conquering the Inca Empire, believed that El Dorado was not just a legend, but a tangible kingdom ripe for the taking. The rainforest, however, had other plans. Their journey began with fanfare and naive optimism. Hundreds of Spanish soldiers, thousands of indigenous porters, herds of llamas and pigs for sustenance. A veritable army of fortune seekers plunged into the green abyss. The initial weeks were grueling, but manageable. They followed vague indigenous trails, interrogating tribes for clues, always pushing deeper into the heart of the jungle. The promise of gold fueled their ambition, blinding them to the escalating dangers. The dense canopy blotted out the sun, creating a perpetual twilight teeming with unseen predators and suffocating humidity. But a growing unease began to fester amongst the ranks, a feeling that they were not just venturing into the unknown, but that the jungle itself was watching them. As weeks turned into months, the expedition began to unravel. Food supplies dwindled, forcing them to consume their horses and hunting dogs. Disease swept through the ranks, decimating the indigenous porters who were ill-equipped to handle the harsh conditions. The once orderly column became a straggling line of desperate men, their armor rusted, their spirits broken. Pizarro, increasingly frustrated and paranoid, became ruthless, pushing his men harder despite their suffering. He executed deserters as a warning, further fueling the growing resentment within his command. Whispers of mutiny began to circulate, carried on the humid air like the buzzing of mosquitoes, a constant reminder of the unraveling order. Amidst the chaos, Pizarro sent a scouting party ahead, led by his lieutenant, Francisco de Orellana. Orellana, a seasoned explorer known for his cunning and ambition, was tasked with charting a river route ahead and finding a navigable passage back to the coast. This seemed a reasonable plan, a beacon of hope in the escalating despair. Little did Pizarro suspect that this seemingly innocuous decision would unleash a chain of events that would not only doom his expedition, but also rewrite the map of South America. A seed of betrayal had been planted, watered by greed and nurtured by the relentless hardship of the jungle. Orellana and his men followed the course of the Coca River, expecting to find a quick route to resupply the main expedition. However, the river grew wider and faster, carrying them further and further away from Pizarro and his dwindling forces. Faced with dwindling provisions and the promise of discovering new lands, Orellana made a fateful decision. He abandoned the original mission, deciding to continue downstream, effectively betraying Pizarro and leaving him stranded in the heart of the Amazon. It was a gamble, a calculated risk that could lead to unimaginable wealth or utter ruin. But Orellana, driven by an insatiable hunger for glory, chose the latter. Pizarro, upon realizing Orellana's betrayal, was consumed by rage. He accused Orellana of treason, a crime punishable by death. But trapped deep within the rainforest, with no means of communication and his forces decimated, there was little he could do. The remaining members of his expedition, disillusioned and weakened, struggled to survive. They were forced to eat insects, snakes, and even the leather from their saddles. The dream of El Dorado had turned into a nightmare, a stark reminder of the futility of human ambition in the face of nature's indifference. Meanwhile, Orellana and his men continued their descent down the Amazon River, becoming the first Europeans to navigate its entire length. They faced hostile tribes, raging rapids, and constant hunger, but they pressed on, driven by the hope of reaching the Atlantic Ocean and claiming the new territory for Spain. They encountered numerous indigenous settlements along the riverbanks, some of which they raided for supplies, further solidifying their reputation as ruthless conquerors. These encounters, however, also fueled their belief in El Dorado. The natives spoke of wealthy tribes further inland, adorned with gold and possessing untold riches. During their journey, Orellana's chronicler, Gaspar de Carvajal, reported encounters with fierce female warriors resembling the Amazons of Greek mythology. This gave the river its now famous name, the Amazon River. Whether these accounts were factual or embellished to impress the Spanish court remains a subject of debate. But they added another layer of intrigue to Orellana's already audacious expedition. The discovery of the Amazon and the stories of the Amazons captivated Europe, fueling further expeditions and solidifying the legend of a hidden world of riches and wonders in South America. Pizarro eventually managed to lead his remaining men out of the jungle, but they returned to Quito, emaciated, defeated, and disillusioned. The expedition had been a complete disaster, costing countless lives and yielding no gold. Pizarro, disgraced and humiliated, faced the wrath of the Spanish crown. He was later executed for treason, a victim of his own ambition and the treachery of his lieutenant. The failure of the El Dorado expedition served as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked greed and the perils of venturing into the unknown. Orellana, upon reaching Spain, was initially hailed as a hero for his discovery of the Amazon. However, his betrayal of Pizarro soon caught up with him. He was stripped of his command and faced accusations of mutiny and desertion. Despite his efforts to defend himself, Orellana never fully recovered his reputation. He returned to South America in 1545, hoping to redeem himself by conquering the Amazon. But he died of illness shortly after, his dreams of glory unfulfilled. The man who defied Pizarro and charted the Amazon met an ignominious end, a stark contrast to the immortality he sought. The legend of El Dorado persisted long after the failures of Pizarro and Orellana. It fueled countless expeditions, each one venturing deeper into the Amazonian wilderness, lured by the promise of gold and glory. Sir Walter Raleigh, the famous English explorer, dedicated years of his life to searching for El Dorado, writing extensively about its supposed location and riches. However, like his predecessors, Raleigh's quest ended in failure, costing him his fortune and ultimately his life. The jungle jealously guarded its secrets, swallowing up countless expeditions and leaving behind only whispers and rumors. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the belief in El Dorado never completely vanished. It evolved over time, transforming from a specific city of gold into a more general symbol of unattainable wealth and hidden paradise. Cartographers continued to depict El Dorado on maps of South America well into the 18th century, a testament to the enduring power of the legend. Even today, the name El Dorado evokes images of adventure, mystery, and the relentless human pursuit of the impossible. The true legacy of El Dorado lies not in the gold that was never found, but in the impact it had on the exploration and colonization of South America. The legend spurred countless expeditions, leading to the mapping of vast territories, the discovery of new species, and the exploitation of indigenous populations. The search for El Dorado, driven by greed and ambition, inadvertently opened up the Amazon basin to European influence, forever altering its history and ecology. The quest for gold had unintended consequences, shaping the destiny of a continent. In a cruel twist of fate, the real El Dorado may not have been a city of gold, but the Amazon rainforest itself. Its immense biodiversity, its vast resources, and its untapped potential have proven to be more valuable than any imagined treasure. The gold sought by the conquistadors pales in comparison to the natural wealth of the Amazon, a wealth that continues to be exploited and contested to this day. The irony is stark. The Spanish searched for a mythical city of gold, blind to the real treasure that lay all around them. The search for El Dorado remains a cautionary tale about the seductive power of myth and the destructive nature of greed. It reminds us that the pursuit of material wealth can blind us to the true riches of the world, the beauty of nature, the diversity of cultures, and the importance of preserving our planet for future generations. The legend of El Dorado continues to haunt our imagination, a reminder of the human capacity for both extraordinary ambition and devastating folly. The Gilded One remains elusive, a permanent fixture in the landscape of human desire.